Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. Thank you for stopping by, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon, and yes, it is episode 92 of No Cash Clash. We continue, well, some call it a grind. I say, it hasn't been that bad yet. Obviously, we are down to the nitty-gritty of the upgrades. As you can see, nothing exciting left to do other than decide how much to rush the lab. Now, also, keeping with the consistency and just the transparency of the account, showing you, even though this was a while back, Clan Games gem collection and how I accumulated these gems. I want to, every time I get more than just a gem for clearing a bush, I want to show you guys how I got it so that there is no doubt that this account is truly free to play. And the rewards, they were okay from last Clan Games. And as you can see, we did pick up a few hundred gems. And we're pretty much just going to be using those on trying to get the lab to catch up. Man, I would buy research potions until I went broke if it were possible. But for now, we will take the book. There you can see that's what we got. Not the worst. And yes, the resources are increasing. The gems are increasing. But the amount of time needed to get through this lab is decreasing painfully slowly. So we can pop a research potion right there, which is so easy, right? You just click it. It's done. Kind of like clicking on use code Galadon right there in settings and more settings. You scroll to the bottom, you type in Galadon, and that is the way that you're helping me help you with over 100 gold passes every month. Charity giving does not cost you guys anything. Supercell kind enough to send me 5% of what you spend on gems, packages, and gold passes if you've got code Galadon active. Only 7 days. Okay, where were we? Builder base. Builder base, that's right. Did you notice the name of the last guy? Okay, you might want to go back and look at that. I actually skipped that attack because of his name, but yeah, I beat him anyway. I'll let you know that. Okay, Dirty Baby Dragon spam, the order of the day, and that's right, the Builder Hall 5 facing off with the Builder Hall 6s, not having any problem. Okay, fine. I'm losing like 50% of the time, but I am hovering around my personal best, and actually, we've decided to push as hard as we could, and over the last few days, I did my absolute darndest. I didn't have any careless attacks. I actually focused and tried to be successful against every single attacker, and it worked out pretty well. In fact, look for my all-time builder base high score, high trophy count in this episode, and what I'm pretty sure is just about my ceiling. I am not going to get any higher, but I'm curious if other players have, because we're just about maxed out except for walls. And of course, we've got some troops left to go. Thank you again, Clash of Clans team, for making the labs everywhere terribly tedious. But all right, I'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go back home and check out another Queen Charge Hog Rider raid. Absolutely loving this. And yes, it is, I don't know, it's become my favorite account. And I know that sounds crazy. I've got a maxed out Town Hall 13, a second Town Hall 13 that is nearly maxed out, but I am having by far the most fun on this account. And yes, just like I spoke of in a previous episode, I have learned my lesson. Notice the poison spell. Yes, I absolutely had a couple of raids, 2 or 3, wiped out by not having a poison with me. And this time, there you can see, it worked out perfectly. Got the balloons out of the way. The Archer Queen is going to survive. I needed the rage spell anyway, probably just because of the defenses and the defending Archer Queen. But that is pretty much going to be good enough to send in the Hog Riders from, well, let's see here, probably 12 o'clock. But watch the Archer Queen's health and all of the defenses firing. Watch this freeze spell. I don't know, maybe if it were a maxed freeze spell, this would be a good idea, because yes, it protected the healers, but it also would have helped out the hogs if it had lasted longer. Of course, it's a level 2 freeze spell, so not the greatest, but in go the hogs. Archer Queen has already destroyed about a quarter of the base, and the Hog Riders are going to work their way through the rest of it as long as we have a couple of wizards in behind and some relatively good spell timing and placement. Again, trying not to worry that much about the Barbarian King. He does his best, but, he's just not quite up to task when there's 30 or so Hog Riders rolling through the base. So, looks good. Yes, again, having a lot of fun using this attack, and I am looking forward to trying Clan Wars. And I feel like I'll just go with this. We'll just run the Queen Charge Hog Rider attack, and hopefully by the time CWL rolls around, which, wait a minute, it's already rolled around. Yeah, I admit, I'm telling you guys, these episodes are a little bit behind, okay? We are a little bit behind schedule because I always need to keep a couple of episodes in the old tool belt just in case. You never know, man. I mean, come on. COVID-19, the Rona is around. I'm trying to stay healthy, trying to stay focused and motivated, but there is a lot going on. 2020 is a dumpster fire of a year so far, but we are going to get through it. And again, if you want to see the current state of affairs as the base stands right this moment, you need to stop by the live streams. And it just so happens I've got the URL right there for you to copy down, type in, or do whatever you want with, fb.gg/realgaladongaming. Let's take a quick look at my logs. You guys don't see this very often. I just wanted to show you that as we've pushed higher in trophies, where are we now? We're well into Master League. We're getting destroyed, okay? Almost every single opponent that attacks my base is a Town Hall higher or two. Town Hall 11s are hitting me as well. So yeah, not super fair. I mean, it's kind of nice for a Town Hall 10 to only 2-star me, but you know, I'm just showing that what's happened now is we realize that no base design is going to help me out. Just like no Town Hall 9 base design is going to stop me, we need to remember, and this is probably a good rule for all of you farmers to realize, that you have to take into consideration the farming losses as well. If you're at a higher cup level, a higher trophy level, you're much more likely to get hit by much stronger opponents and therefore pay dearly by getting 3-starred or having all of your loot taken just about every single attack. So right here again, the poison spell works out. I gotta say, man, Electro Dragons on defense, they are devastating to my Archer Queen. Man, she almost gets one-shotted by those, and yes, it is very unnerving. So I wouldn't normally say an E-Dragon is great as a CC defense, but for certain Town Hall levels, like maybe 9 and 10, it's pretty darn good. All right, again, you'll notice we speed things up, but no way to stop me. We get in there with the Hog Riders annihilating everybody. The Barbarian King desperately trying to chase him down. Not going to happen. And the Archer Queen is still alive, even though her healers abandoned her early in the attack for the Hogs. That actually works out kind of well when you have a healer switch like that. Not going to complain. The Hog Riders full health, the Archer Queen as well, and we're off to another victory. And this one especially important because it's the last promotion before we get to champion. So we finally made it to Master 1. There it is, just over 3,000 trophies. And I thought, you know what? Since we're losing every single time anyway, why not take a moment to advertise use code Galadon to would-be attackers, right? If they're going to crush me, they're going to 3-star me most of the time. Let's let them be reminded, but maybe just one or two of them will be like, what does that mean? Maybe I'll research that and find out how to type in Galadon somewhere. Okay, so another boring upgrade, and unfortunately, you guys, this is all I have left for you until we get to Town Hall 10, but the good news is, it is sooner rather than later that we end up at Town Hall 10, I promise you that. We are not waiting, 3 months worth of lab upgrades? I don't care. I don't care what you guys say. Okay, I do care what you guys say, but I want to let you guys know this also. If I were playing the game casually, I probably would not have ended up with a lab that's so far behind. But I'm not playing casually. I'm playing hardcore, meaning I'm farming a lot, or at least I was, every single day. You'll notice right now when we look at how much loot I've gained in the past episode or so, it's relatively small because I've stopped attacking that much because I just don't need to. But most players, they attack, more like that on a regular basis, whereas I was going hardcore every single day. And I have to say, we probably have to give the Clash of Clans team a break. The average player probably is going to finish everything a little bit closer together than somebody who plays as much as I did through No Cash Clash Town Hall 9. But also, remember, and this is something that we always need to keep in mind, and that is that you're watching not a normal account, okay? This is a content creation account, and for that reason, I don't really want to pause things for like 2 months while I finish lab upgrades. So I'm going to go ahead and spend some... I'm kidding, I'm not going to spend any gems, but we are going to rush the lab. Okay, the lab is going to get rushed. But I promise you, I will upgrade P.E.K.K.A.s at least once before we go to Town Hall 10. I know a lot of people are triggered by that. I'm not sure why. But okay, let's check out me versus a Town Hall 10, a pretty tough Town Hall 10, and an attack that did not exactly go as planned. Now, I really felt like my wall breakers were not going to have a problem getting through these double layered walls right here. But you'll notice they target different segments of the wall, the first test and then the second test. We drop the rage, and then, of course, we send in every single wall breaker right here. And what happens? No. So the Archer Queen, not quite within range. The wall breakers can't get the wall open despite, like, 94 wall breakers. And now air defense annihilating healers. I panic. I'm going to freeze right here, and then I'm going to send in the Hog Riders in hopes that they can get that air defense out of the way so that my Archer Queen can survive. So it sort of works out. The Archer Queen gets the Expo down. The heal spell, okay, that's like a C- heal spell at best right there. The Hog Riders are just, they actually stayed in it pretty long just on the outside edge. But again, not a good deployment of that heal spell. There's the next heal, maybe also too early. And then we've got one more heal spell, a poison that we didn't really need. But the moment that this attack is about to suck is coming up, okay? So we've lost the Archer Queen. Doesn't look good. It's a 1-star, 38%. As these Hog Riders turn this corner right here, notice that the healers are doing their best to keep up. And they're actually doing a pretty good job. They're helping out the Hogs. But right about here, look very closely as the healers path into this little open area. No giant bombs right there for the Hog Riders to trigger, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that was annihilation. Hold on, let's check that out one more time. Look at what they run into right here. The Seeking Air Mines, the Skeleton Traps just cut them down. They were gone, and man, at least it was late in the attack, but it was funny that the defender, the base designer, had put every single thing in that one tiny little area right there, and those healers never stood a chance. And unfortunately, although the attack ends up going pretty well, we were not going to grab the 3-star, but watch as the remaining Hog Riders do get through the core of the base. So we end up taking out all of the defenses, and there you can see the Town Hall is going to go down for the 2nd star. Shockingly, not a lot of loot. And again, we're not attacking for loot at this point. We're only attacking for trophies. Had this been a loot base, then things would have gone well because indeed we got almost all of the loot out of there. But more importantly this time, we did pick up the 15 trophies on the way to Champion League. And also on the way to the status report, because here we go. Okay, so we ended the episode at 3,044 trophies. Check it out. 2,203, the new builder base record for me. 238 gems. Big supply rolling in. The king, I swear. Okay, next episode. He's so close. He is so darn close. And then for the farming, yes, I'm not attacking much at all right now, so the numbers aren't really budging. And then, yes, also Champion League. It's got to come, right? Hopefully next episode, maybe 2. How many of you guys predicted it would take this long? But we're going to get there. Thank you guys in the meantime for sticking around all the way to the end of the episode. You're the true hashtag GallFam, and I think about you, love you, and appreciate you every single day, every single moment. So stay inside, wash your hands, be kind to other people, animals, and play. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. It's a little bit mumbled, but you get the picture, right? All right. Love you guys.
Galiton, I get the picture, but I like to delete it.